Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Living spirituality or leaving spirituality. When we live spirituality, spirituality in Sanskrit means Adhyatmic Shastra. Adhyatma means pertaining to the self. When our attention is on the not self, then we are materialist. And when our attention is on our own self, then we are spiritual. In that case, we are all spiritual because we are all selfish. See? So there are two things. One is being selfish, and second is being self-oriented. When we are selfish, we live as, make the voice sound a little less, it is too much. The walls will get spiritual. Let the wall remain material. So, when we talk about spirituality as something different from our day-to-day life, then our spirituality is limited to, if we are the yogi, 1 hour meditation, spirituality. Meditation, spirituality. Thereafter, frustration. If we are the devotees, spirituality is to go to the temple and give a big list before the Lord. Lord, note down the contents. These are the things you are supposed to do for me. So for us, world becomes the goal and the Lord becomes the means to understand or to gain. That is our spirituality. If it comes to knowledge, then we give the lectures and earn money out of it. There are tickets for the lectures. Front row 5,000, second row 3,000. Then it becomes the business of spirituality. See, friends. Therefore, spirituality is not a part-time profession. It is a full-time preoccupation. We live spirituality 24/7, all the time. And what is the meaning of living spirituality all the time? Doesn't mean all the time you go on telling Krishna, 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 Krishna. You cross the red light, police stops you. And then you go on and Krishna, 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 police saying, hey, what's your name? Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. There was one student, his answer book was shown to me by the teacher who was evaluating. I was in their house. It was a board examination, 10th standard, national board examination. So, one student has written throughout the answer book, Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. And at the end, oh God, please pass me in this examination. So that teacher, she showed me, Swamiji, this fellow has done this thing, what should I do? I said, is it the answer to the questions? No, then fail him. So simple. But he is a devotee of the God and he is not a devotee, he is a lazy. Please understand, spiritual life does not mean we hand over all our responsibilities to him and we become lazy, as if it is his need to take care of us. That is not spirituality. See, the first principle of spirituality, according to Bhagavad Gita, प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिरस्योपजायते prasanna chetaso yashu buddhi paryavatishthate. The first step in spiritual life is we have to discover the Prasad Buddhi. Now, what is Prasad Buddhi? Prasad Buddhi is, take an example to understand this. When we go to the temple and the priest gives us prasad. So when he gives us prasad, what is our attitude towards the prasad? First, we feel blessed. Hey, I came and I got prasad. Good. Second thing, we don't compare with others. Panditji, you gave me more, you gave me less. Why? No. No comparison. Third thing, we don't improve. Suppose the prasad is given a halwa. We don't say, Panditji, can you give me little achar along with this thing? No. No improvement. Fourth thing, we do not reject prasad. Fifth thing, we accept cheerfully and happily. This is Prasad Buddhi, our attitude. So when this Prasad Buddhi is invoked in ourselves, then what happens? Every experience of our life is taken in that light. Why people go into depression is because they lack this Prasad Buddhi. They expect that the whole world is at their disposal. They feel that the whole world owes them. And therefore, a lot of expectations. See? Therefore, the first step in spiritual life is to have Prasad Buddhi. It is something like this. For our evolution, what is required, that alone is given to us by the Lord. See, there is nothing that is given which is detrimental to us. No, it is required. So, friends, enemies, health, disease, everything is required. Because if there is no disease, health will have no meaning. If there is no death, life will have no meaning. If there is no poverty, riches will have no meaning. If there is no famine, the prosperity will have no meaning. Everything is meaningful in this world. More than what comes to us, what is important is whatever comes to us, how do we receive it? That is important. So this Prasad Buddhi, Prasade, Sarva Dukkhanam Hani Upajayate. We transcend beyond all the miseries of life. Now what is the misery? Misery of life is number one, expectations. See, one simple thumb rule I will tell you, try. Write off your rights right away. Else, they will perform our rights right now. We have no right on anybody in this world. See, the life will become totally free. But what is wrong? Is it not if I expect this thing from my husband? Yes, it is totally wrong. Don't expect anything. Just try this. Live at a zero expectation level. Then what happens? Whatever comes is a surprise. Suppose you go home and you have no expectation from your wife that she will give you good food. This is just an example. It may be true. See? So you go without expectation. Then anyway, something will come out of the fridge. It will go into the microwave. And you know the pindadan will be given to you. You don't expect. Suppose you go and you get a fresh food. That joy will be more than going to heaven. Do you know my wife has given me freshly cooked food? Because you never expected. And if you expect that a wife should do this thing, and she will never do, then every day frustration. See, friends, one day this principle I learned, many years before. I was pretty young that time. It must be 20s. Somebody in one place in India, Allahabad, my lectures were over, and he said, Swamiji, your lectures we have organized in my parents' place, in such and such place. So you go there and everything is made, arrangements are made. And those days I was young and I felt I am the great, like Jesus Christ, wanting to uplift the whole world. Savior of the world. With that attitude to teach and make the people wise, I went there. And when I went, right in the front of the door there was a minibus, and all the people of the house were sitting in the minibus, and they said, Swamiji, we are just waiting for you. Good, you have come. Now our Dadaji, the old man, is at home. You talk to him on Gita, whatever you like. We are all going for a vacation. And we wanted somebody to spend time with him so that he doesn't get bored, because he can't do anything and he can't hear properly to you. And they went. And I was left with that useless old man and the cook and myself. I said, my God, oh God, I thought when I go there, there will be a huge crowd, and then I will talk on Gita. Bhagavan Krishna said like this, all imaginations, and I went there and there was nobody. Ekameva dutiya. And I was so frustrated, angry, but what can I do? I had to live there. Then I went to a nearby temple for a walk. When you are nowhere to go, come here. They can't go anywhere, poor fellows. They will be there. So I went to one temple. And there was one Panditji, very sweet old man, so radiating face, cheerful. And when I did namaskar. And then when you are frustrated, you want some pan to vomit. So he said, Babaji, how come you have come here for the first time? I have not seen you. Where from you have come? This was enough to ignite. And I started, the people are like this, all the anger which was piled up came out. And he was so cool. He said, I am not here to teach you, but tell me, Bhagavat Mahapuran was told by the Shukadeva to Parikshitji 1-to-1. Now in that house, there is only one old man and you are there. So think you are Shukadeva and he is Parikshit. Parikshit was waiting to die. He is also waiting to die. See? And he said that Shukadeva did not get disturbed because spiritual life is not a performance on the stage. See, the singers, professional singers who earn money out of singing, they will take their harmonium and in that they will be bringing out that Mary Chunari. The people get fed up. They start clapping. And these people think, they are appreciating my music. No, they are tired. performance on the stage. See, friends, when Mirabai was singing before the Lord, it was not a performance. It was a devotion coming out. See, friends, this basic understanding of spiritual life, we have to lead spiritual life 24/7. And the first principle is this: right of your rights. We have no rights on anyone. See how beautiful life becomes. So, from that Panditji, I learned this principle. And it so happened, in one of the places I went, and probably somewhere in Europe, and one person, Indian origin, he also happened to be there. And it was, Europe means what? Yoga. Yoga means what? Twisting the body, nothing beyond that. So, in that group I was sitting and talking. There were hardly 6 people or 7 people, and this one person of Indian origin. He also came there, and I was talking on meditation, and it was a very good session. And after everything was over, he came. He said, Swamiji, I have heard you in India, in Ahmedabad. I am a Gujarati from Ahmedabad. I said, it cannot be. Gujaratis are only from Navsari. He said, anyway, I am from Ahmedabad. And I have seen in Ahmedabad, when you go there for lecture, there are thousands of people. And here there are not even half a dozen. Don't you get disgusted? You spoke the same way as you speak before thousands of people. How can you do that? See, friends, I told him, look here. I live with this clear understanding that whatever I talk, who listens first? Me. If my speech, my words do not have influence on myself, will it have on others? Spiritual life is not meant for improving the society. The world cannot be improved. All the saviors have come. When Rama was there, Ram Rajya, where it has gone? Krishna was there, his Dwarka he could not protect. See, friends, therefore, spiritual life is focusing attention on our evolution. So live in this world in such a manner that the quality, the peace of our mind is not compromised. See, now the second thumb rule of spiritual life. Those who become miserable because of others, they are the fools of the highest order. See, for example, Dinesh Bhai doesn't like me. It's his problem. Why should I become miserable? If I try to make him happy, it is impossible because God has failed. Where God has failed to make others happy, can a human being do that? It cannot be. So, never try to make anybody happy. Second thing, never try to make anybody miserable because there is no need. Everybody is self-sufficient. Net result is we are with ourselves. See how much we struggle in this world, try to please others. See, if you are at peace with yourself, you are living spiritual life. So the third thumb rule is be at peace with yourself. In Bhagavad Gita again, Bhagavan says, Nasti buddhi ayuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana nacha bhavayata shantihi ashantasya kutas sukham. He who is not disciplined, discipline in conduct, discipline in daily life, discipline in his interaction with the world, discipline in thinking. He who is not disciplined, nasti buddhi ayuktasya, he can never have proper understanding about the world. Such people always misunderstand. And those who are constant to misunderstanding, they enter a great area called as depression. All those who are depressed people, they are extremely strong personalities. Why one gets depressed? Because we have never trained ourselves to one Maha Mantra. You must have heard number of mantras. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 one mantra. Second mantra, Om Bhurgu Satasandra, Bhurgu Satasandra. And ultimately, do the SMS of that mantra. Om Bhurgu. You all have heard. I will tell you a very simple mantra. Try. That mantra is readiness and ability to say no and listen no in life. We have to put down our foot, to deny. No, actually people say you eat therefore I don't know why I can't. Are you buffalo? We have to be strong in life. We have to have the ability to deny and see the joy of denial. See. Similarly, we have to have the ability to listen no. One example I'll give you. There was one girl in Bombay. She was architect by profession. And she was in love with another architect by profession. This girl was from South India. The boy was a Punjabi. They were maybe in college together. They decided to marry. So, according to tradition, the boy came to Bombay. They had, the engagement ring ceremony. And he went back. And from there he wrote a letter to his engaged girlfriend that thank you for introducing me to this girl who came for the engagement ceremony. We liked each other, therefore we decided to get married and consider our engagement cancelled. When this was said to her, she went into depression in no time, to such an extent that she became 5 years old. College job has gone. She was talking like a baby. Parents were so frustrated. So they came to me. I said, you go out, both of you, let her stay with me. 28 years old girl. I asked her, hey, what's your name? Like a baby she started talking. My name is Kalpana. Then I said, what did you study? I studied maths, I studied English. Can you imagine? A 28-year-old girl. She regressed to the age of 5. What was the reason? The reason was she has not prepared herself in her life to listen no. Friends, we have to have the courage to accept no in life. And for this purpose, those people who have never taught to their children no, because you have money, anything the child asks we give. Slowly, slowly the child gets spoiled. What is the spoilage? The spoilage is he is not developed to listen no and face the challenges of life. And then we become depressed and dejected. See, friends. Therefore, nasti buddhi ayuktasya. A self-disciplined life is the spiritual life. See? what we eat, when we sleep, when we wake up, what we read, what we listen. These are all important things in life. Because the TV is available 24/7 doesn't mean that we are obliged to watch all the dirty things in the world. See? You know, in one place, South India, Hubli, I went, and there was a big Gujarati group. So they invited me, Swamiji, please come to address our Gujarati group. I said, all right. So when I went, when I was going to the stage, the one person who was conducting the whole business, he told Swamiji, please tell, our youth is getting spoiled because of TV, so talk on this topic. I said, all right. So I came and started. Dear friends, our old generation is totally destroyed because of the TV. And he said, I said, yes. What? No. I am clear what I am talking. I am not talking out of my hat. I said, go to any house in India. If it is there a time of a particular serial, if you go there, they look at you like a lizard. Because their particular show is more important than anything else. See? And then all that what is seen over there, they start seeing in their daughter-in-law, in their son-in-law, in their mother-in-law. I think very little I see. That is not spiritual life. We have to have a clear discipline. See? One of the simplest discipline I will tell you. We all know it from KG onwards. Early to bed and early to rise is the way to be healthy, wealthy and wise. How many of us go early to bed and how many of us wake up early in the morning? If this we don't do, then is the way to be unhealthy and otherwise, not wise. And what is being otherwise? Otherwise is having a lot of expectation from the world, from the government, like that. See, friends, disciplined life is spiritual life. Only ringing the bell and complaining before the God. Yesterday I told you that Sai Mandir, see all our gods, they have got this particular, mudra. This mudra is not Abhay mudra. This is enough. How much will you ask? This is the meaning. And this hand is, if you don't stop, I am going to give you one. This is the meaning. Don't come and constantly beg before the Lord. He knows what we need. What we need, that we are given, not what we want. See, friends, therefore, nasti buddhi ayuktasya, nachayuktasya bhavana. He who doesn't have discipline, he cannot even practice meditation. See, so there is no understanding. First, second thing, there cannot be self-orientation. And then such people, they have got nothing but complaints. Swamiji, normally my mind is okay, but whenever I sit for meditation, there are terrible thoughts. What is the reason? Meditation is the reason. Don't do meditation. No, but the people say you should do meditation, then do meditation. But then there are dirty thoughts, then what can I do? Dirty thoughts I am not putting in a head. Complaining is the way of the elders. Therefore, in question answers, I rarely entertain any elderly person asking questions. Children, when they ask questions, they have got genuine inquiry. Elders, they have got only complaints. Why God has created this world, Swamiji? To trouble you. That is not the way. Bhavana, we can practice meditation, we can be one with the Lord if we are disciplined. See, one of the best things the mind has, mind can form habit, very quickly. You suppose take a cup of tea in the morning, 7 o'clock, by a rule for 1 week. The next week you don't have to think about. Immediately the biological clock will start. Tick, 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 tick. It will start. Exactly the same way. See, when I was in Durban last year, so there Bhanu Ben is there. So she told me, Swamiji, you should not take sugar in the tea. That will help you. I said, okay, I stop it. So I stopped that moment. How can you stop like that? I said, why not? Whether I am eating the sugar or sugar is eating me. That much control we don't have on ourselves. See? So when I stopped, first 2-3 days, the tongue was complaining. So let her complain, who cares? Now after some time, now if the tea is with sugar, then the same tongue rejects. Now again give it a try for 1 week, you have to take. It will start liking it. Exactly the same way is the mind. If we train our mind at a particular time of the day, in a particular situation, you sit for your prayers. And about prayers or meditation, I will tell you something good experience. I was in England, Wales, and I stayed there with one family. Both of them are Britishers, very sweet people. I call that man as my Zen master. He is all the time so cheerful and all by himself. And his wife, she told me, Swamiji, you are the first person in my life and his life to whose lectures he comes. And when I go there, he cooks food for me. He tells his wife, when Swamiji comes, I will go. He will not come in the kitchen. That kind of love he has. So, one day I was in my room, got up in the morning, finished my morning ABCD, and it was pretty cold, so instead of going here and there, in my bed itself I was sitting. That house is 300 years old, very old house. So if you walk too much, it starts telling your presence, don't go so fast, karo. So that house is matching to the occupants. So I was sitting in my bed and sitting quiet. So she came in between and I didn't notice. Went back. When I went for that breakfast, she said, Swamiji, I am sorry, when you are doing meditation, I came and disturbed you. I said, Mama, don't abuse me. What happened? I said, I never do meditation. Then what you were doing? I said, I was sitting with my Krishna Kanhaiya. Sit with the Lord. Don't do meditation. When you do meditation, I is born. When you sit before the Lord, I is surrendered. Very simple thing, friends. But no, I have to do meditation. See, pillow here, pillow there, pillow under. That is not meditation. Sit with the Lord. You are sitting, the Lord is in front of you, He takes care. It is something like, glowworm is very bright in a dark room. A candle gives lot of light in a dark room. But before the blazing sun, the candle's presence is not recognized. In the same manner, this I, who wants to do meditation, is okay in a dark room. Therefore, many people, when they teach meditation, the first lesson is switch off the lights and do meditation. Is meditation something bad that is to be done in darkness? Is it a theft? No. Meditation, switch off the lights But why switch off the lights? So that both the student and the teacher can sleep. Nobody can see each other. See, friends. So, we don't do meditation, we sit before the Lord. See, this is very simple, friends. Whatever you may be doing outside the temple, smoking, chewing gum, chewing pan, in a fighting mode, the moment you enter, remove your shoes, don't you feel the change in your attitude? Exactly the same way. You sit before the Lord at a particular time, in a particular place, then now this time is my appointment with the Lord. I am in a meeting, don't disturb. Nobody. Like before the sun, the candlelight is not recognized in the same manner. We sit before the Lord. And who can do this? He who is disciplined. And discipline is very simple because discipline is always observed by the mind. Mind can form any habit. So let us encash this ability of the mind to form habits. When the mind can form habit of smoking and drinking, can't the mind make the habit of sitting before the Lord? And in this manner, when we start, so nasti buddhi ayuktasya nachayuktasya bhavana, if we are disciplined, our understanding will be clear. We won't misunderstand anybody. If our life is disciplined, we will be able to sit before the Lord as His devotee. You know what is the meaning of a devotee? You know votee, the one who votes. Devotee, he who doesn't vote. We are with the Lord. Oh Lord, Thy will be done. We have no personal opinion. See, that is a devotee. Whenever we seek for our choice, we are not devotee. See? Therefore, nachayuktasya bhavana, nacha bhavayata shanti. And he who is not in tune with the divine will, he cannot be at peace. Abhavayataha na shanti. Because if you think of God, be very attentive. If you think of anything in this world, for example, suppose you think of a cobra. Will you think of a cobra like cobra is an animal which gives nice poison which we can use for killing others? Now if you think of a cow, so cow gives nice milk, it is very nourishing. If you think of God, thinking of God, be very attentive, is not thinking about the world. When we don't think about the world, we are thinking about God. This doesn't click to everyone. Then, for such people, the various techniques are given. In Narad Bhakti Sutra, devotion is described in different ways. How do we know that our devotion is firm? So there Naradji says, first, Pujadishu anuragaha iti parasharyaha. The one who is devoted to the Lord, he discovers tremendous joy in doing the puja, worship and decorating the gods, doing the regular japa, chanting the Lord's name, singing His glory. He discovers tremendous joy in that and he does this joyfully. See? One experience I'll tell you. This happened in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Once I went, there are two temples there, which I know, there may be many more. One was a temple which is mainly taken care of by the North Indians. North Indians temples means what? There will be lot of glitter. There are too many mirrors and lot of colors and everywhere marble, marble, marble and too many lights, and anybody can go and do anything to the Lord. It is a public property. So externally very bright, clean. Ah, very good. So I went there, sat, did my lecture, everything, went. When I came out, I was looking around, I saw one kalash of a temple. So I walked over there about a mile away. I had a whole day at my disposal. And when I went, it was a temple of Murugan. Murugan is the Kartikeya Swami, maintained by the Tamilians. So I didn't know also what temple it is. The moment I entered that compound, and it's black stones, nothing else, only black stone, mandapam, inside the temple and God. The moment I entered that mandapam, I just sat, and in no time, as if I was out of the world. There was one friend with me, he also came. He sat, then he got bored and he went away. And after 2 hours I got up. Without effort, the mind was dissolved. Then I went to the office and asked, I said, hey, who is the pujari here? Yes, already he is the pujari. So I went to his nearby room. And he, as you know, South Indians, they will have, this dhoti and that is also a hot place. So no upper clothes, only angavastram and all chandar and everything and dish and dinner and everything. And when I saw him, I did namaskar to him. He said, Swamiji, how do you do namaskar to me? I said, look here. It is because of you that in that idol of God made out of stone, the Chaitanya is invoked. The rule is, the deity becomes lively because of the puja offered by the pujari. It is not a story, it happens. And then, after that, I came again to the office. I said, hey, your pujari is someone great. They told me, Swamiji, he is so strict about his life and discipline. He doesn't go to anybody's house. He doesn't eat food cooked by anybody. For the God, he himself cooks the food in all purity and pavitra. Unless the food is given to the God 3 times a day, freshly cooked, he doesn't eat. And he doesn't go anywhere. His temple, his puja, and chanting the Lord's name. See, friends, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to talk to the Mother Kali. It is not a story, it is. See, friends. So, Nasti buddhi ayuktasya nachayuktasya bhavana nacha bhavayata shanti. If we are running in the world, how there can be peace? If we want peace within, we have to give up the pieces outside. We run after the pieces, demanding the peace. It can never happen. And therefore, the living spiritual life is a 24/7 business. One person came and asked me, Swamiji, please write some message for me. What sadhana I should do? I said, okay. I said, what is your background? What are you by your profession? Swamiji, I am a mathematician. I said, very good. Sit down. I wrote on his book, 1 hour satsanga, 22 and a half hours reflection on what you have heard, half an hour meditation. Out of this half an hour meditation, if 10 seconds you are able to be at peace with yourself, you are walking the spiritual path. See? It is not a part-time profession. When I am before the Lord, I am a devotee. And after that, Dhum Dhadaka? No. Therefore, Prasade sarvadukkhanam hanirasya upajayate. This Prasad Buddhi, the attitude towards life, can be changed only if we are disciplined. An indisciplined person who doesn't have any discipline, where to go, what to talk, what to see, what not to see, what to eat, what not to eat. The life is totally a chaos. No. And for that, this attitude change is required. So, prasade sarvadukkhanam hanirasya upajayate. So, all the miseries disappear when we have no demands, no expectations from anything or anybody in this world. See, one person on one airport met me, an IT fellow, Bangalore probably. So, a youngster, must be in his late 20s or early 30s. He said, Swamiji, how come you are here? I said, by default. Then he said, I am your fan. I said, I don't accept it. He said, really I am your fan. I said, then you should keep on moving. Are you stationary? Are you switch off or what? Keep on moving. Then he said, I have got one question. I said, it is not your fault. It is my fault. Because I am a questionable personality. And you are a doubtful. Therefore you are asking me. And his question was this. Swamiji, you are talking on Gita and telling the people, not for a day or two, but for so many years. But the people don't change. Don't you feel bad about it? I said, look here. A doctor has a prayer. Do you know the prayer of the doctor? Sarve bhavantu roginaha. A doctor never likes a healthy person. In the same manner, we have another prayer. You may be telling Bhagavan, Sarve bhavantu sukhina, but we don't pray like that. We say, Sarve bhavantu ajnanina, Sarve bhavantu dukkhina. Because if you are ignorant and miserable, then only our market is maintained. So I am not frustrated if people don't change. See friends, if whatever I do, where is my attention? Now this is another important practice, living spirituality. Like I am talking to you. Talking is an action. Now where is my attention? Is my attention on you? Then after my talk, you will be changed and improved. The original Bhagavad Gita has not changed. The people. Do you think the commentaries on Bhagavad Gita will change us? See. So if my attention is on the world, I will be frustrated. Second thing, if attention is on myself, I am a great scholar, I give lectures, but people don't understand, ignorant people. Oh. So when my attention is on the world, I am a fool that I want to change the world. If attention is on myself, then I will grow thicker and thicker in my ego. And what is the symptom of a strong ego? More miserable. Stronger the ego, more miserable is a person. Lesser the ego, less miserable is the person. God has no ego, therefore Paramanandam. The intensity of ego is directly proportionate to the intensity of misery. The more miserable a person is, a depressed person is a very strong ego. And why depression? Because seeking attention. Suppose I walk here straight away, sit down. Nobody will bother about me. And then I feel bad. Nobody is even looking at me. Then what I'll do? I'll come in, I'll just stumble down. Oh God! Swami, what happened? What happened? Seek attention, nothing else. See, friends. Therefore, it is necessary for us that are we carrying the load of our activities as achievement and failure? So either our attention is on the world where we are interacting, or our attention is on I becomes fat and fat with every additional day. And therefore, old people have got stronger ego, kids have got very weak ego. Have you seen small kids has undergone a depression? Not possible. Have you seen old man without depression? जाऊं तो जाऊं कहाँ बाढ़ में जाओ. Friends, come to discover this principle, friends. When we are interacting in the world, our attention should neither be on the world nor should it be on I. Then our attention should be on the quality of our mind. Before we have started any job, any action, during the action and after the action was over, is the quality of our mind maintained or not? See? That is important. And if we have highest concern about the purity and equanimity and peace of our mind, then we will work in this world but protect ourselves from ourselves. There was one girl who came and invited me for the marriage. I said, look here, I cannot come. After marriage you come and meet me with your hubby. She came with her husband. And she was an air hostess in British Airways. So when she came, that time I had one Rudraksha in my hand. So I said, hey, take this thread, put around your neck. Swami, you tie it down. I said, sit down. So I tied it down. Now blessings. Okay, blessing. May you protect yourself from yourself. She said, what kind of blessing this is? I said, I give the blessings as per the requirement. What do you mean by these blessings? I said, we are really suffering in this world, never because of the world, but because of ourselves. Protect yourself from yourself. And how to protect? Be very attentive. We have taken care of our house, buildings, whitewash, drapery, then furniture, crockeries, our clothes, our figure, our position in the society. Everything we have taken care. Have we ever taken care of our mind? If you look within, what efforts we have put in our whole life to take care of the mind? Think. In the earlier days, there used to be barbers and they used to go from house to house for shaving or haircut. So they used to have that, razor. They know that they have to use this instrument. So that was the most precious thing for them. And if you observe them, how lovingly they used to sharpen it. And after it is done, then they will use it, after use it, again sharpen it and keep it in such a manner that the edge doesn't touch anywhere. Because that is the instrument. They have to use it again and again. Which is the instrument with which we come in contact with the world? The mind. And what care we have taken in our life about our mind. Because the thoughts come in our mind. We don't become thinkers. See, friends, thoughts are of two types. One type of thoughts are called as thoughts. In Sanskrit, this is called as vichara. And other types of thoughts are called as vikara, unhealthy. So, healthy thoughts and unhealthy thoughts. Two things. If somebody is having a proportionate body, we call him healthy. If somebody has average proportion, average proportionate body, what is average proportionate body? His one leg has got elephantitis, other leg is having polio, but average they are normal. See? So, whether we have healthy thoughts in our mind or unhealthy thoughts in our mind. What is a healthy and unhealthy thoughts? First, understand unhealthy thought. Unhealthy thoughts are kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, desire, anger, greed, arrogance, frustration, depression. These are unhealthy thoughts. What are the healthy thoughts? Healthy thoughts are contemplation on the self. Who am I? What this world is? Where from we have come? What is the purpose of our coming in this world? Are we beggars or the masters? These are healthy thoughts. Those thoughts who bury us under their load, they are unhealthy thoughts. And those thoughts which liberates us from the thinking process, they are healthy thoughts. Normally, we are carrying the load of these unhealthy thoughts. I want this, I want this, I want this. There is no end to this want. And we don't learn from our own experiences. How many desires we have fulfilled till date? One? Hundreds and thousands. But have we discovered fulfillment in life? We have not discovered fulfillment in life. And yet, we don't learn from our own experiences. See, during the childhood, how many games, playthings we wanted, go on getting. One game you get, after some time it's bored. Then second game, bored. See, and yet we don't learn that none of the worldly things can give us fulfillment in life. But we have this wrong understanding. Life is meant for fulfilling the desires. Desires cannot be fulfilled. Because fulfillment of one desire breeds another 100 desires. Desire. What a life without a wife. Desire number one. Then go for the girlfriend shopping. So go for shopping. Try. And finally find a victim. Get married. One desire fulfilled. Is it stopped there? No. If there are no children, there is a problem. If there are children, there is a problem. Then if there are no children, then do this thing, that is, go from pillar to the post and no. And if there are children, I don't know, they don't listen to me. Did you listen to your parents? They are your children. The genes have come in you. See, friends, desires cannot be fulfilled. We have to educate our mind. Don't waste time in fulfilling the desires. Keep your attention on, have you discovered fulfillment? And fulfillment is discovered only by one technique, and that technique is contentment. See, Patanjali uses this word in Niyama, where he says, Shaucha, Santosha, Tapaswadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidhanani, Niyamaha. So contentment is the way to rise above the desire. Thus far, no further. This we have to put the rule. Then only we will rise above the unhealthy thoughts. And all the thoughts are nothing but the modification of the basic error. And that basic error is, this particular object will give me happiness. That is the basic error. See? Now tell me, who gets married to become miserable? Nobody. But who becomes happy after marriage? Nobody. And yet, we don't understand that fulfilling desires is the wrong way. Keep attention on the fulfillment in life. And fulfillment is contentment. See, contentment doesn't mean that we have no inspiration to live. It's okay, I am content. That is laziness. Contentment doesn't mean unproductive existence. Never have unproductive existence. Till the last moment of our life, we must be productive. Otherwise, spirituality doesn't mean when you are unfit for everything, you are fit for spirituality. No. Therefore, this attitude change is the first step of spiritual life. Once this attitude changes, then everything starts falling in right place. And thereafter, we have nothing to ask from anybody outside. All the guidance we get from within. We are the source of all wisdom. Those people who cannot learn from their own experiences, even God cannot teach them. See, one lady in Germany, after listening to my talks 2 days, she came and said, Swamiji, you should have come to in my life 25 years before. I said, Mama, even then I would not have married you. No, not that way. I said, even if you want, I won't get married. No. Actually, had you come in my life 25 years before, I would not have divorced 3 times. Now I recognize where I was thinking wrong. See, all the problems of life are because of wrong thinking. If your thinking is correct, life is beautiful. And how do we know our thinking is correct or not? How do we know whether we are driving correct or not? The traffic rules will tell. In the same manner, how do we know whether we are leading a correct life or not? The scriptures will tell. And what is the correct way of life? The life is based on duty orientation and not on demand orientation. We all demand. Government should look after us. Why should government look after us? We look after ourselves. See, In USA, there was, in 2005, I think, there was a tsunami in New Orleans, and it was terrible destruction. It took more than 1 year. Now also it is not fully settled. Why? Government has to take care. The same time, similar thing happened in Bombay. Whole Bombay was underwater. Up to the first floor, water was everywhere. Within 4 days, Bombay came to normal. So one person asked me, Swami, what is the secret? How can it happen in country like India? But even in America it could not happen. I said, because in India people know government is by the people, for the people and on the people. Government doesn't work. So we have to work ourselves. In America you are waiting for the government to work. There we don't expect anything from the government. See? You have to lead your own life. Never depend on anyone. Then only we grow spiritually. With this, start living and be happy. This was this is called as Vairanga Sadhana, the external spiritual life in our day-to-day conduct. While this is being done, what is the anchor with which we have to maintain our poise so that we continue to be steadfast on our spiritual path? So what is the inner discipline which can make us continue to walk this path will be the topic that will be taken care of tomorrow's concluding lecture. Om Purnamada Purnamidam